All right, here we go. I want to address a few issues today. A few things have happened since the last video. Number one, of course, is I want to disabuse the public of the fucking myth that people who practice social distancing and wear a mask during the pandemic don't have any loved ones and don't want to have fun. We're just not selfish assholes. We realize if we go see our family, if we go hang out, it costs everybody else another month of not being able to see their family or go hang out. So it's not that I don't have any children, not that I don't have any grandchildren, not that I don't want to watch the game with my fucking friends, not that I don't want to drive around or go to the beach or the mall or sit in the movie theater. It's because there's a fucking pandemic and they've asked us not to. And if I do have to go out in public, they ask that I keep my distance from other people, so just in case I have it, that I don't give it to anyone. I do not want to be responsible for myself, my family, or anyone else getting sick. But every time I'm in a gas station or somewhere, there's some dipshit making it a point, getting his insecurities triggered because he can feel himself being judged by everybody else doing the right thing. He's making it a point to walk around everybody as close as he can and speak and whatever else. You're an asshole. You're a total bad person. You're going to have to explain why a simple request was too much for you. And if you don't want to wear a mask, they are not required in your home. Stay the fuck in your house. Now, I've seen some of these assholes yelling at people, well, stay in the house. No, that ain't how it fucking works, idiot. If you get drunk, you are no longer allowed to drive. If you're going to drive, don't get drunk. Those are the rules. If you want to violate public safety by getting drunk, then you forfeit the privilege of driving in the public. Same thing with this. If you cannot stay the fuck away from people or you're unwilling to wear a mask, then you forfeit your privileges to be in public places that require a mask. I'm tired of seeing dipshits walk in grocery stores past the signs or department stores or gas stations or whatever else, past the signs saying, hey, state ordinance, city ordinance, our store policy is to wear a fucking mask, and you just stroll past that being some dipshit asshole. You're a horrible person, and there's a special place in hell for you because this is not an onerous request. My liberty says I should be able to drive sideways and backwards down the fucking road. That's not how driving works. Driving says if you want to drive, you follow the fucking rules. Since when are the rules new? If you don't think there's any rules, go to work tomorrow without your fucking pants and underwear on. And tell your boss that that's a violation of your liberty because you shouldn't have to cover your nuts. Because you're a fucking nut. Next, apparently some sheriff's deputies in LA were attacked. Wasn't going to say much about this because there's no way to be cool about it because of the hyper hypocrisy and the vigilance and the sincere rush to judgment and the push for those responsible to be punished. These people were shot, and there needs to be a punishment for that. Wow. No sense of irony. And what drew me into it was sheriff, chief, whatever the hell it is, there in the sheriff's department, challenging LeBron to offer money to law enforcement in Los Angeles, one of the most notorious, brutally racist systems in the country, to help offer a reward. To do what? To capture and punish? Then he could offer a reward for punishing the officers for George Floyd, or offer a reward to punish or harm or do something to the officers involved in Breonna Taylor. He has not been offering a reward or putting a bounty on the head of the police involved in these shootings. But I don't hear it's a rush to judgment. Videos don't tell the whole story. Is it justified? You know, did they do something to cause it? Was it self-defense? Right? Where is all of that stuff? How about those officers or deputies' marital life, or what grades they made in high school, if they ever got in any trouble? Do they have a disciplinary record? Is there something that we can tie to rationalize and say the shootings were okay? You know, the way we do when it's the other way around. The rationale that you demand when it's the other way around. Where is that logic now? You want it to be so clear. The shooting is wrong and something needs to be done and those responsible need to be punished. Why? Law enforcement doesn't believe in that. They're out here screaming in the fucking streets that people who shoot people shouldn't be punished. I think the officers involved in one of these shootings, they fight even being fired or suspended. People raise money for them. Should this shooter have a GoFundMe page that raises a lot of money for their defense? Should the cop's disciplinary record or personal life be put on trial? You know, the way you think the process should go. Should we arbitrarily find some other ulterior issue to bring up? Should we change it from the deputies being shot to talking about, you know, how wrong parking tickets are? Let's make it a debate about parking tickets. Let's talk about, are they right or wrong, or should there be better parking areas, or the arbitrary nature of enforcement? Let's change the whole debate from these men or women, I'm not sure who was involved, being shot, to something totally unrelated. You know, the way we're talking about looting over the death of George Floyd, because these deputies aren't even dead. I mean, you're avenging the death of people that are alive, and you don't want justice for people that are dead. These two people are alive. George Floyd, Breonna Taylor are dead. So take some of that energy that you have for two living people, that vengeance, that sense of self-righteousness, and apply it. Then maybe you'll understand some of the looting. Also, speaking of looting, should be a moratorium on ever teaching the Boston Tea Party as part of history. It needs to be stripped from the history books. It needs to be taken out completely as a justified or rational act for independence or for rights or whatever else, because it promotes looting. And looting is no way to protest. Neither is kneeling, neither is praying, neither is legislation, neither is anything that harkens towards equality, because this country is against equality. So whether you burn down a Target or kneel on a football field or wear a t-shirt or show up at a city council meeting or hold a placard, it's not the right way. But apparently the people who founded this country didn't wait on the right way. They didn't wait on King George to approve of the Boston Tea Party. Or maybe they should have. And we'd have the Queen on the money right now. So, be careful what you wish for. As usual, fuck you. Don't need you to subscribe. Don't give a fuck about your comments. I'm a grown-ass man, so my life doesn't revolve around likes. I'm just some guy, and only I know what's best. Have a great day.